Yeah, I recorded this whole message maybe like a couple days ago, and none of the message recorded. None of it. And it was juicy and it was good. So I'm going to try to redo what I was talking about in this message to give it out because I know that it was a good message. Okay, so we're going to try this again, y'all. So basically, this is how I want to rephrase it now. I want to say people are shocked that the person that they said that you were, you're not that person. You know how like somebody tell a lie, or they're used to always telling lies, like multiple lies, that they start to believe their own lies? This is that type of energy. Like someone believed that you were a certain person, or you moved a certain way, or did things a certain way, or you thought things a certain way, or you were going to turn out to be a certain way, but you actually turned out to be yourself. And people know that you're really being your honest self because you're authentic. Authenticity is hard for people to achieve. A lot of people do not get to that stage where they're their authentic self. You know, a lot of people still are people pleasers and doing things for other people, for their family, for their mom, their dad, their sisters and brothers, you know. And for whoever this message is for, you're someone who had to break free from being a people pleaser when it came to your family in particular. And you have some folks that are shocked that whatever they were doing when you were growing up, when you were going through that identity crisis, it did not stick, right? So we all experience some type of identity crisis when we come out of when we come out of a identity that other people have given to us, and we're ready to break free as our true selves. So this usually takes place between the ages, I'm going to say like 25 to maybe even 35, because you know some men are a little slower, sometimes girls are slower, and sometimes we have situations that might push us back so that we don't actually go through that crisis. Like some people may get locked up, go to jail, and you know jail just pushes you back. So when you come back out to the real world, you still have a lot of catching up to do. So but usually that identity crisis happens, you know, after 25, because after 25, or sometimes, honestly, sometimes it can happen before this age as well. Please do not be all logical and technical with my aging here, but please just understand this message. All right. Those that haven't aired, y'all will hear me. All right. So you go through this period where your family has been telling you who you need to be, right? All your young adolescent years, your teenage years, you know what I'm saying? They have been presenting things to you and telling you, hey, I would like for you to do this. Hey, you should go to this college. Hey, you should major in this. Hey, you should play this sport. Hey, you're going to do this. You're going to do this. You're going to work in family business. You're going to do this, whatever it may be, right? All of this will take place during a child's like teenage years, while the mother is basically molding them into who they want them to be, right? The parent, not even just the mother, is the father too, is molding the child for who they need them to be for maybe their family, for the generation, whatever it may be. But then it comes to a point where the child wants to break free from that mold that the family has put them inside of. And this is when an identity crisis takes place. Okay, this is my definition of an identity crisis. You might have heard it somewhere else, but now you're about to hear it from Miss Stone. Okay, so basically, now you have a child that is used to hearing all this stuff that their family want them to do, and they never had a chance to say what they actually wanted to do or what they were passionate about. They never had a chance to really just explore and do different things. It's almost as if like when you're in school, say you're in school and you play a sport, but you don't know 100% if you want to play that sport in college, but you're still getting your feet wet. You're still trying to get used to things. You know, you're just looking at your options. It's almost as if the first thing that you cling to is the first thing that people try to attach you to. And for some of you, you were attached to something that later on you wanted to break free from, and you could have even felt upset with them because you're like, bro, I was just trying this out. I never said that this was going to be permanent. Or you were just upset that people made that your whole identity. Right? It's like you do something or you're living something a certain way when you're growing up, and people automatically identify you as that. So then you deal with this crisis where you're trying to be looked at as who you truly are and what you really want to do, and not what you were just brought into, not what you were just told that you have to do, not following things that you just had to follow. Like with me, for an example, y'all know God gave me all of this wisdom and stuff like that so that I can always put my myself under the bus to be an example for everyone else. I'm an open book. I really don't care. You know what I'm saying? So I will use myself. But understand, all of these messages is not for me in that way. It's just for me to use myself as an example so that I can get my point across, so that the people can understand me with this message. So say like with me, right? I grew up in a household that was apostolic Christian. I wore skirts all my damn life until I got to college, and I changed from that. I started wearing pants. I started getting into weaves. I was changing my hair every damn week because my hands became magical, and I was able to, do hair, do nails, all types of stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? But because people already identified me as that girl that was religious and always wore skirts and always wore hats, when I broke free from that, it was hard for people to let me reintroduce myself. You know what I'm saying? It's like they already know me as this person, so they don't want a reintroduction, which is crazy because you knew me when I was young. You knew me when I wasn't even grown. You knew me when I didn't even really know myself, because I was doing what other people needed me to do, or other people told me to do, or what I seen other family members doing. Do y'all get my point here? So now it's like people will attach you to things that you're doing when you're not even grown enough to say what it is that you want to do. And this is why I say when you get to the age of 25, because during your 20s, now when you turn 18 or whatever, you're like, okay, maybe not being rebellious, but you're like, I just want to go out and live. I want to do whatever I want to do. Maybe you get into a relationship, you go get a boyfriend, you go get a girlfriend, whatever, you're exploring. Okay, for these years, you're just exploring. You're like, I'm doing whatever I want to do. Let me just be myself. You're kind of breaking free from home. Some people are going off to college. You're starting careers. You may be going to the military, all different types of stuff, right? And this can continue to happen for a couple of years until you get to that year where you're like, okay, what is it that I actually enjoy doing? What is it that I actually want to do? And also you get to a point where you start to see the friends and people that you have kept around you all this time. And now you're looking at them like, okay, are these really the right friends? Because again, just like you have that identity that people attach you to, it's like they attach you to these friends, they attach you to these people, and it's like the same friends that you've been around since you were a kid, and you never really had a chance to branch off and explore new friends. It's almost like they keep you bound to those same friends or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? So then you get of a certain age, and now you're like, well, I want to break free. I want to explore. Well, me and this person really doesn't have anything in common anymore. You know what I'm saying? So maybe, this isn't my best friend anymore. Maybe I need to go ahead and find my true soul tribe, people that relate to me, people that have the same ambitions and goals as me. You get what I'm saying? But it's like the enemy doesn't want you to do that, because the closer that you get to your soul tribe, the closer you are to really being in your authentic self, right? Living in your authenticity. People don't want you to be authentic. They want you to have people around you that you have to second guess, you have to question. They want you to be in careers or jobs that you have to second guess or you have to question. They don't want you to feel like you have it all together. You know what you want. You know what you want to do. That's like a red flag to them. Someone that is aware of their power or what they want to do in the world. It's like they want people that are confused. They want people that is unsure. They want people that are around the wrong friends, or they want people that are just caged, living a life that your parents have told for you. Like say all your life since you was a teen, your dad has been telling you how you're going to take over the business, or you're going to work for him with the business. We see this all the time in movies, television, but this is real life as well, or you're growing up and you got a mom that's like, hey, you're going to go be a nurse just like me. All the women in the family is nurses. You're going to follow this. Or all the women in the family is teachers. You're going to follow this. And you're just like, okay, cool. Yes, of course I'm going to do it, because that's just what you're used to, right? You're still growing up. You don't know what else to say. You get what I'm saying? So you just like, yes. And then you getting of age, and they're showing you these things. You going to like shadow them. Like, you know how they say, take your child to work there. You're going there, you seeing what they do or whatever. Now you're getting older, and you're just like, you've been dealing with this. Maybe you still was dealing with it. Okay. You turned 18, you graduated. Maybe your parents is like, oh, I want you to go to this college. All the family went to this college. You have to go to this specific college, or you have to major in this. You have to be a doctor. You have to be a nurse, right? Whatever it is for your family, everybody is different. And now you're living in that, and you get to like 25, right? Because you graduate from college around 21. Now you're working in that profession, whatever it is. Now time is passing by. Again, sometimes this happens way before 25 years old. Again, do not be so technical with my timing here, please. Okay. But Now you're working this career and suddenly you're not as excited, like, because you never was. You were just doing it because it felt like the right thing to do. You didn't want to disappoint your family or your friends that was around you at the time. But now as you're growing up, you're noticing that you really don't have a passion for this. You're noticing that you really don't like this. Or you can notice, like, just because it's not your doing, if you're still involved in wrongdoing, you can still feel convicted. So like, say if this is a career or something that you're in and you're noticing like the company itself is not a good company. They're not godly people. You know what I'm saying? Even though you're not the boss, it's like if you're still in it, you can still feel convicted by it. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's best to just not even partake in things where we don't agree with it. You get what I'm saying? So now you're growing up and you're noticing how you don't actually agree with this whole system, or you don't like something here. You don't feel comfortable here. You don't feel loved. You don't feel like this is what, life is about for you. And now you're deciding that you want to break free from that and reintroduce yourself. And maybe you want to get into NASA, or maybe you want to go be a doctor. Maybe you don't want to be a nurse anymore. You want to be a physical therapist for athletes or something like that. Or maybe you want to go be an astronaut, and it's like, I want to go follow and do what I want to do. I don't want to do what you want me to do. I don't want to do what you think that I'm supposed to do for your family. Like, I want to just be myself and do what I want to do. And I want you to accept that I will be safe and I will be wealthy and I'll be successful in whatever it is that I want to do. Can you support me in that way? And then you have the situations where your family don't support you. Your friends don't support you. People are talking down on you. People are thinking that you're crazy because of the new life choice that you're making. Now realizing that, yeah, you are crazy. You're very much crazy because you're choosing yourself. You do got to be a little crazy to everybody else when you're choosing yourself. Okay. People are not going to understand why you're quitting this because you want to go chase after something else, but if that's what your heart is pulling you towards, you should follow it. You get what I'm saying? So you go through that crisis where now you're dealing with family and friends that are used to you being one way, or used to conditioning you to be one way. And now you're breaking free from that spell. I really call it a spell. It is spell over your life, a curse over your life, because it's something that you really never agreed to do. It was something that was just pushed onto you, something that somebody manipulated you into doing or thinking. So it's really a spell. It's a curse. You get me? So now you're deciding to break that generational curse and actually chase what you want to do, what God is telling you to do. And now you become the villain in your story. Now everyone is upset. Now everyone's trying to fight you. Now everyone's trying to control you. Now everyone is trying to put doubt into your mind so that you don't go ahead with this new career choice that God has been telling you to do. Or maybe some of you, you can have a situation where somebody, they wanted you to be in a specific relationship with somebody because of the family or whatever. You're like, but I don't love this person. I don't like this person. I don't want to deal with an arranged marriage. I want true love. So now you're breaking free from that and people are upset with you. They're calling you all types of names, trying to play with your insecurities, everything like that, to make you feel bad so that you can go back to what they conditioned you to be like. But you got to break free, and you do break free, and you continue to keep doing it until years pass. And now people have no choice but to accept you for the reintroduction that you have presented. Sometimes we never get to fully reintroduce ourselves because when people start giving you backlash and start getting on you because you decided to go a new career path that they're not used to or they don't know about, they try to silence you or get you to give up. But when you continue to push forward, that's when you break free from the identity crisis. So the crisis is not really within you. Oh, excuse me, confirmation, y'all. The crisis is really within the people around you that are used to you being a certain way. Oh, excuse me. And now having to learn the new you and who you are unapologetically and being authentically yourself. That's the part that gets them, is that you're being your true, honest self now. And they have to accept that because you've been doing it for a while. So after that first year, it takes maybe like a couple of years for people to really see that you're sticking to it and you're doing it. You don't care who's supporting, who's not supporting, because deep down inside, this is what God is telling you to do. And then people have no choice but to be reintroduced to the new you. You get me? But you have to push through. You have to push through when people are coming at you and telling you, oh, don't do that. I don't care if you was in school to be this. And then next thing you know, you're like, I want to start my own cupcake business. And then you got your family saying, are you slow? You're going to leave this? You're going to make this amount of money to go do this and this and this. But It's the reason why God is putting that on your heart, and it's up to you to follow through with it. Okay. People are going to try to make you feel like you're crazy. You don't know what you're doing. You're not making the right choice for yourself. But if you know deep down in your heart, this is where God is leading you, this is the direction that you're supposed to be going in, you follow it, because eventually people are going to be reintroduced to the new you, the real you. Okay. Not the you that they done prepared you to be. You're not a Barbie doll. You're not a Bratz doll. You're not a fucking superhero. You're not none of them. Okay. You're not one of those. You're not a figure that they can just play with and dress up the way that they want. You're a real human being who have feelings, who have a real mission and path that God has made for you. And if you're not listening to that plan that God has made specifically for you, you can be a victim of going along with someone else's plans. A lot of things people don't realize is that people be trying to live their life through your life, especially parents. They be like, oh, well, I didn't do this, so let me try to get my child to do it so I can experience this through your child. And it's like, if this is not what your child truly wants or desires, that you shouldn't be doing that. That's manipulation. That's bad. That's bad. So I'm seeing that people are shocked, because it's like family members specifically who are shocked because they already written you or wrote you down as this one specific person. But now God has reintroduced you as someone else, and they have no choice but to accept that as the real you, because you're authentically you. You get me? It's not like a facade. You're not faking it. You know what I'm saying? They can tell that you really love what you're doing. You've been doing it for a while. You're successful at it. You're growing in it. You're smiling in it. You're glowing in it. So people know that this is really you. You get what I'm saying? And they're seeing you be your true, honest self. They're seeing that you don't have to put on a facade. You don't have to fake it. You don't have to dress it up and make it look all cute. You're showing up as your true, honest self. And you don't care if family is supporting you or not supporting you. You get me? That's the difference. And now people are realizing that they never really knew you. They thought that they knew you because they were trying to create you to be a specific way, but you were never that person. You were always destined for something much greater, and God just needed you to see that and believe it so that you can actually listen to the things that he was telling you, listen to the ideas that he was giving you, listen to the visions that he was showing you, pay attention to the signs so that you can actually move forward with the plans that he was giving you, so that people will be prepared and ready for this new reintroduction of yourself. Some people still wasn't prepared. Some people, you just shocked them. Some people was prepared. God did tell them that they wasn't going to stay in this fake ass life that they have created for you much longer. Okay. Some people were warned that you wasn't going to be staying in this fake ass life that they have created for you much longer. Okay. I had to repeat that again. Okay, so people are realizing that, damn, you done broke free from the illusion that they have placed over your life. And now you're actually residing in the life that God has made directly, specifically, individually for you. Y'all get it? Y'all got it. I love you all, and I'll catch you on the next video. Bye.